On a quiet autumn evening, a woman's loyal dog returned home. But this time, she wasn't alone. The stray at her side looked too familiar, too connected. Who was this mysterious newcomer? And why did her arrival change everything? Anna thought she knew about love, loss, and family. Every evening, like the hands of a gentle clock, Harper, Anna's golden retriever, returned from her solo stroll through their quiet neighborhood. Her golden coat shined under the amber hue of the street lamps, and her steps were always full of energy and familiarity. Anna, a soft-spoken artist in her mid-30s, lived a peaceful life in a small suburban home, surrounded by tall oaks and winding paths. After years of city chaos and heartbreak, she had chosen this stillness. Her days were spent with paints and pencils, lost in colors and lines, and her evenings were always shared with Harper's comforting presence. It had become a tradition. Harper would take her walk before sunset, and Anna would sit on the porch with a cup of chamomile tea, wrapped in her grandmother's shawl, listening to the wind rustle the autumn leaves. On this particular evening, the air held a colder bite than usual. The sun had dipped below the horizon, and the trees were outlined in gold against the dusky sky. Anna sat with her tea, sketchpad on her lap, but her thoughts kept drifting to Harper's return. The clock ticked louder in the silence. Harper was late. Just a few minutes perhaps, but enough to stir worry in Anna's heart. She stood up, walked to the edge of the porch, and called softly, "Harper?" Her voice carried down the street like a thread searching for a knot. Then she heard it, the soft sound of paws on gravel. She smiled with relief. Harper was back. But when she stepped forward and peered into the dimming light, she saw something that made her breath hitch. Harper was not alone. A smaller dog followed closely behind, one with golden fur slightly matted and dull, yet eerily similar to Harper's. The little dog moved hesitantly, head low, eyes wide. Harper wagged her tail, looked back, and barked a gentle call, as if reassuring her companion. Anna stood frozen for a moment. This wasn't just a stray. This dog looked too much like Harper. Same fur, same eyes, and even a small white patch on her chest. Her heart pounded as she knelt on the porch, extending her hand with care. "Hey there, sweet girl," she whispered. The stray sniffed her hand, paused, then licked it lightly. A wave of emotion washed over Anna. She glanced at Harper, whose body language was calm, encouraging, almost proud. It was as though Harper had brought this dog home on purpose. Anna coaxed the stranger inside, her heart filled with questions she couldn't yet form into words. The house was warm with the soft glow of lamps, and the smell of the evening soup still lingered in the air. She set down a bowl of water and some leftover rice and chicken, which the little dog devoured hungrily. Harper sat beside her, tail thumping softly, never taking her eyes off her guest. As Anna watched the two of them, her mind raced. Could they be related? Sisters? Had Harper remembered something Anna didn't know, a part of her past left untold? The stray, though timid, showed no signs of aggression, only exhaustion, and perhaps hope. Anna reached out, brushing her fingers gently through her fur. It was rough, tangled, but underneath she could feel the softness trying to return. She felt something shift in her heart. The dog wasn't just a visitor, she had arrived for a reason. That night, after both dogs had fallen asleep, Harper curled protectively around the newcomer. Anna sat by the fireplace, staring into the flames. She thought about all the things in life that arrive unannounced and change everything. This dog, this little mirror of Harper, might have a story to tell. And somehow, Anna knew she was meant to hear it. She whispered to the sleeping stranger, "You're safe now. I don't know where you came from, but I'll help you find where you belong." Her eyes lingered on Harper, whose breathing was slow and steady, and the new dog, whose small body finally rested in peace. Outside, the wind howled through the trees, but inside the home, something new had begun, something quiet and beautiful, wrapped in golden fur and silent understanding. Anna didn't know it yet, but the appearance of this little dog would open a door to the past, to family, and to a journey neither she nor Harper could have ever expected. As Anna gently opened the door and welcomed the little stray into her warm and cozy home, she couldn't shake the strange feeling tugging at her heart. There was something deeply familiar about the way this little dog moved, cautious yet drawn, alert yet not afraid. Harper, usually possessive of her space, especially when it came to other dogs, had instead become an eager guide, gently leading the newcomer through the front door, as if she had brought her long-lost friend home. Anna watched them with growing wonder. Her heart, still unsure and guarded, began to soften as the two dogs moved in quiet unison, like reflections in a mirror. The little stray paused near the doorway, sniffing the soft rug with curiosity, then slowly padded into the living room. Harper followed closely, occasionally brushing her side gently against the newcomer in reassurance. Anna bent down and watched as the stray took in her surroundings. The flickering table lamp, the scent of chamomile tea, the distant sound of wind outside. It was as if the dog recognized something deeper than the room itself, perhaps the feeling of being safe, of being wanted. Anna placed a bowl of water nearby, and without hesitation, the pup drank eagerly. Harper stood watch, tail wagging, her eyes never leaving the stray's side. Anna couldn't stop staring at the two of them. It wasn't just the similarity in their appearance, it was the way they moved together, responded to each other. The stray wasn't just copying Harper, it felt like she already knew how to be near her. It felt like memory. After a small meal and some more tentative steps around the house, the little dog settled onto Harper's bed by the fireplace. Harper curled beside her without hesitation, and their bodies naturally aligned. Anna's heart ached at the sight. Two golden figures resting together like they had never been apart. She sat on the edge of the couch, observing in silence, afraid to disturb the moment. In her mind, questions began to swirl. Was this little dog part of Harper's past? Could they be family? The similarities were undeniable. The golden fur, the white patch on the chest, the same warm eyes filled with unspoken emotion. She remembered the day she brought Harper home from the shelter, scared and shy but full of potential for love. Now watching Harper care for the stray with such gentleness, it was clear something deeper connected them. As the night deepened, Anna sat sketching the two dogs, her pencil gliding over paper, trying to capture the peaceful scene in front of her. It was one of those rare, still moments that seemed to hold a quiet truth. She looked down at her drawing and felt the tears come, not out of sadness, but from the overwhelming sense of something important taking root in her life. The stray stirred slightly, and looked up at Anna with tired eyes that seemed to say thank you. Anna reached out slowly and stroked her head, whispering softly, "You're home now." The fireplace crackled quietly, casting shadows that danced across the room, and Anna imagined the little dog's story, perhaps lost or left behind, maybe surviving on scraps, wandering alone until fate, or something more powerful, led her to Harper. And Harper, loyal and loving, had brought her here. As the wind howled gently through the trees outside, Anna wrapped herself in her shawl and leaned back, her gaze fixed on the two dogs now sleeping peacefully. The warmth of the room, the steady rhythm of their breathing, and the calm in her chest, all spoke the same truth. Something beautiful had begun. This wasn't just a stray dog finding shelter, it was a reunion, a reconnection, a bond that felt like home. In the days that followed, Anna would learn more about love, about healing, and about the powerful ways animals carry memory in their hearts. But on that first night she simply sat in the silence, and listened to what her heart already knew. This little dog wasn't just passing through, she was meant to be here. And in the quiet, glowing corner of that simple living room, a family that had been unknowingly broken, had begun to knit itself back together again. Anna stayed up that night, long after the world around her had fallen into quiet sleep. The soft hum of the city outside her window seemed distant, as if time itself had slowed down to match the rhythm of her restless heart. She could not shake the thought that kept swirling in her mind, a delicate, fragile hope that the stray she had seen wandering near the park, and Harper, her beloved cat, who had been with her for years, might be sisters. The idea made her chest tighten in a way that was both painful and sweet, like the sharp sting of hope, blooming in the darkness of uncertainty. She thought about the stray's timid eyes, the way she moved with a cautious grace, as if she carried invisible scars from a life spent on the streets. And then there was Harper, who had always been quiet and gentle, yet with a spark of strength that had captured Anna's heart. The moment their paths crossed, the more she thought about it, the more the pieces seemed to fit together. The stray's age, her mannerisms, even the faint markings on her fur that reminded Anna of Harper's own unique patterns. But was it just wishful thinking? Or was there truly a deeper connection between them? She needed to know. Anna pulled her laptop closer, the screen casting a pale blue glow over her tired face, and began searching for any information she could find. She scoured animal forums, shelter websites, and even reached out to local rescue groups, hoping for a clue, a thread that might unravel the mystery she held so dear. Hours passed unnoticed as she delved deeper, each new fact fueling her determination to find the truth. Her fingers trembled slightly as she finally picked up the phone and dialed the shelter from which she had adopted Harper years before, a place that had become a symbol of new beginnings and second chances for both her and her cat. When a kind voice answered, Anna hesitated, then explained her question as simply as she could. Could Harper and this stray possibly be related? The shelter worker paused before answering, carefully choosing their words. It's possible, they said. Those two words were like a lifeline thrown into the sea of her doubts and fears, igniting a spark of hope that blossomed into something fierce and beautiful. It was enough for Anna to feel a surge of courage wash over her. She realized at this moment, the fragile possibility of reconnecting two lost souls was worth every restless night, every anxious heartbeat. The idea that Harper might have a sister out there somewhere gave her a renewed sense of purpose, a mission that went beyond mere curiosity. It was about family, about healing old wounds, about creating a story that didn't end in loneliness or loss. Anna imagined bringing the stray into her home, seeing Harper's eyes light up with recognition, the two cats exploring each other's presence with tentative trust and quiet joy. She pictured the stray shedding her fear and uncertainty, finding comfort in the warmth and safety of a loving home, and Harper welcoming her with open paws and a heart full of forgiveness and love. As dawn approached, casting pale light through the curtains, Anna felt a calm determination settle over her. She knew the road ahead might be filled with challenges. There would be vet visits, tests, and maybe moments of doubt, but she was ready. Because some things are worth fighting for, and the chance to bring these two sisters together was one of them. Anna whispered to herself, "We'll find a way," her voice barely audible in the stillness of the morning, but filled with a fierce, unwavering hope. The whisper from the past was now a call to action, a promise to herself and to the two cats, whose lives were about to change forever. With that thought holding her steady, Anna closed her eyes for a moment, feeling the weight of the night's journey and the promise of what was to come. The world outside began to stir, but inside Anna's heart, a new chapter was beginning, one woven with love, hope, and the unbreakable bonds of family waiting to be discovered. At the vet's office, the air was thick with quiet anticipation as Anna sat close to the stray, gently stroking her fur, trying to soothe the nervous energy that flickered in the cat's eyes. Those eyes that had first caught Anna's heart at the park, wide with both fear and a fragile hope. The vet examined the stray carefully, checking her from head to tail, her pulse steady, no signs of illness or injury, her body healthy despite the rough life she must have lived outside. Anna's heart lifted a little hearing the vet say the stray was healthy, and when the vet mentioned that the stray was about the same age as Harper, it felt like a whisper from the past, like a secret waiting to be uncovered. Anna's mind raced with all the possibilities. Could they really be sisters? Could these two fragile lives so different yet so similar, be connected in a way that only time and nature could explain. The vet then mentioned a DNA test, something Anna hadn't even considered but welcomed with open arms, hoping that science could confirm what her heart already felt. While they waited for the results, something unexpected happened. The two cats, Harper and the stray, who had been apart until now, began to grow closer. Anna watched as Harper, usually shy and reserved, cautiously approached the stray. Slowly the stray relaxed, brushing her head against Harper's, with a tentative trust that blossomed into playful nudges and gentle paw taps. It was as if they remembered something deep inside, a bond invisible to everyone else but undeniable to them. Watching the two cats move together, playing as if they had always known each other, Anna's heart swelled with a mix of relief and wonder. The stray, who had once roamed alone under the harsh sky, was beginning to find her place, not just in the home Anna had prepared, but in Harper's life as well. The way they mirrored each other's movements, the quiet conversations held in soft meows and tender touches, spoke of something more than just companionship. It spoke of family, of roots tangled and intertwined by time and circumstance. Anna whispered softly, her voice trembling with emotion, "You already belong here," words that felt like a promise, a vow to these two souls, who had carried so much loneliness inside them. The room seemed to hold its breath, the soft hum of the vet's equipment fading into the background as Anna's gaze remained fixed on the two cats, now side by side, their eyes shining with a new light, a light of hope, safety and belonging. The wait for the DNA test results stretched long and quiet, each moment heavy with possibility. Anna thought of how many nights she had spent wondering if this moment would ever come, how many times she had imagined the two cats reunited, and now here it was, real and alive in front of her. The bond between Harper and the stray was more than just a biological connection. It was the healing of wounds, the mending of broken hearts, the start of a new chapter written not in words but in love and trust. Anna could see the stray's cautious glances soften into warmth, her small body relaxing against Harper's side, and she knew without any doubt that these two were meant to be together, meant to be part of the same family. She thought about the journey that had brought them here, the lonely stray in the park, Harper's quiet strength, her own quiet hope, and felt a deep gratitude for the unexpected paths life takes when you follow your heart. As the vet finally returned with the DNA results, Anna's hands trembled slightly, but her heart was steady. The test confirmed what she had hoped. They were indeed sisters, sharing the same family roots, separated by fate but reunited by love. Tears filled her eyes as she looked down at Harper and the stray now gently curled up together, a small family formed from the threads of the past and the promise of the future. Anna knew this was just the beginning of a story that would be filled with joy, healing and new memories to cherish. The stray, once lost and alone, had found her way home, not just to a house, but to a heart that would never let her go. The connection between the two cats was a reminder that sometimes the truth we seek is found not just in tests and facts, but in the quiet moments shared between souls who recognize each other beyond words. Anna's voice was soft but full of conviction as she whispered again, "You belong here, both of you, together." The warmth of that moment settled deep inside her, a light that would guide them all through the days ahead, reminding her that family isn't always about where you start, but where you find love and acceptance. As the sun dipped below the horizon and the world outside grew quiet, Anna held her two sisters close, feeling an overwhelming sense of peace and hope that no matter what challenges lay ahead, they would face them together with hearts full and eyes open to the beautiful truth they had found in each other. A week later, the moment Anna had been waiting for arrived with a mix of nervous anticipation and quiet hope that felt like it might burst her heart open. The vet called with the news she had dreamed of, but dared not fully believe until now. Harper and the stray, whom she had lovingly named Goldie, were confirmed to be sisters. The word sisters echoed inside Anna's mind like a soft melody, a promise fulfilled after so much waiting, so much wondering. It was more than a simple fact or coincidence. It felt like destiny had quietly been at work all along, guiding these two fragile souls back into each other's lives. weaving their stories together with invisible threads of love and fate. Anna sat still, overwhelmed by a flood of emotions that washed over her in waves: relief, joy, awe, and a deep, almost sacred gratitude for the miracle of reunion. She thought about the journey they had all been on, the lonely days Goldie had spent on the streets, the gentle moments Harper had shared with her when Anna first brought her home, the quiet nights filled with longing and questions that had led her to this very moment. It was as if every step had been a quiet whisper from the universe, telling her that these two cats, separated by circumstance, but bound by blood, were meant to be together again. Anna's mind raced back to the first time she saw Goldie, wary and shy, her eyes searching for safety in a world that had not been kind to her. She remembered Harper's soft purrs and gentle nudges when Goldie came near, a silent language of sisterhood that needed no words to be understood. That connection had been there from the start, growing stronger every day as Anna watched them learn to trust each other, to play together, to share warmth and comfort, like only family can. The confirmation from the vet didn't just change the way Anna saw them, it changed the way she felt about the entire journey. No longer was it just about rescuing a stray or giving a cat a home. It was about healing old wounds, rewriting stories of loneliness into tales of belonging and love. Anna's heart swelled with the understanding that this was something rare and beautiful, a gift that not everyone is lucky enough to receive. She pictured the future unfolding before her, the quiet mornings filled with gentle purrs and soft paws, the playful afternoons where Harper and Goldie chased sunlight beams across the floor, the peaceful evenings when they would curl up together, sisters reunited, safe and cherished. Anna knew that the road ahead wouldn't always be easy. There would be moments of adjustment, of learning how to live together as a new family, but those moments would be nothing compared to the joy and comfort of knowing that no one was alone anymore. She felt a deep sense of peace settle in her chest, a warmth that radiated through every fiber of her being. This was more than luck. It was destiny, a powerful reminder that sometimes when you open your heart wide enough, the world answers with something truly extraordinary. Anna whispered softly to Harper and Goldie as she watched them nuzzle each other gently, "You found your way home, you found each other." And in that moment, the past's pain faded away, replaced by a bright, hopeful future, filled with love, connection and the unbreakable bond of sisterhood. The night wrapped around them like a comforting blanket, and Anna knew that no matter what happened next, they would face it together, hearts entwined and spirits lifted by the truth they had uncovered, that family is never truly lost, only waiting to be found again. One quiet afternoon, Anna's phone buzzed with a message that would soon change everything she thought she knew about Goldie's past and the story of her and Harper's reunion. A woman named Martha had reached out, claiming she recognized Goldie from an old farm not far from town, a place where she had tried feeding a stray cat for many months, but never managed to catch her, only to watch her disappear into the fields or slip through cracks in the barn door before she could offer a real home. The message filled Anna with a mix of curiosity and hope, like a missing piece of a puzzle she hadn't even realized was incomplete until now, and she knew she had to visit this place to understand where Goldie had come from, to step into the beginning of their story, a place that held the secrets of their past and perhaps the answers to questions that had lingered in her heart. When Anna arrived at the farm, the sun was dipping low in the sky, painting the landscape with warm, golden light that felt like a gentle invitation to uncover forgotten memories. The barn stood weathered and worn, its wood faded by years of sun and storms, but still strong and proud like a keeper of stories. As she stepped inside, the air smelled of hay and something timeless, the scent of a place that had once been home to a family not unlike her own, filled with love and hardship, and the quiet rhythm of life passing by. Anna's eyes fell on a rough carving etched into one of the barn's old wooden walls, faded but still visible. Goldie's litter, 2019. The words scratched carefully, a tender mark left behind by someone who had cared enough to remember. A lump rose in Anna's throat as everything suddenly clicked into place. The years Goldie had spent alone, the months Martha had tried to feed her, and now this tangible connection to a past neither she nor Harper had ever known, but that was theirs nonetheless. The realization filled Anna with a profound sense of wonder and emotion, as if she had uncovered a hidden chapter of a book she loved deeply, a chapter that had been waiting for her to find it all along. She thought about Goldie's journey from that farm to the streets, and then into her life. How fragile and brave she must have been, moving through the world with hope tucked quietly inside her. Anna felt tears sting her eyes as she traced her fingers gently over the carving, feeling the rough wood beneath her skin, imagining the hands that had made it, and the love that had inspired it, even in difficult times. This place, once just a shadow in her mind, had become a living memory, a sacred space where past and present met, where the pieces of the puzzle came together to form a picture of family and belonging. Anna stood there surrounded by the soft sounds of the farm, settling into evening, and whispered softly to herself, "This is where it all began," feeling the weight and warmth of that truth settle in her heart. She knew that this discovery was more than just a fact. It was a reminder that every journey has a beginning, sometimes hidden, sometimes forgotten, but always waiting to be found again when you need it most. The farm, with its quiet fields and worn barn, was a symbol of resilience and hope, a place that had nurtured Goldie and her sisters before fate scattered them apart and brought them back together. Anna felt a deep gratitude for Martha's kindness, for the stranger who had reached out and helped light the way toward this precious piece of history, and she made a silent promise to keep Goldie's story alive, to honor the past, even as she looked toward the future. The connection to the farm added new depth to Anna's love for Goldie and Harper, reminding her that family is built, not only on shared blood, but on the stories and memories that shape us, the places that hold our beginnings, and the people who open their hearts to us along the way. As she left the barn that evening, the sun setting behind the fields casting long shadows, Anna felt a quiet peace settle inside her, a certainty that this was just another step in their journey, a journey that would continue to unfold with love, discovery, and the unbreakable bonds that had brought these two sisters back home. And in that moment, with the cool evening breeze brushing softly against her face, Anna knew deep in her soul that no matter where life took them, they would always carry the spirit of that farm with them, a reminder of where they came from, and the strength found in coming together again as family. ChatGPT said, "Back home." The quiet house seemed to hold its breath as Goldie began the slow and gentle process of adjusting to a life that was so different from the one she had known before, a life where safety and love replaced uncertainty and fear. Every sound, even the softest creak of the floorboards, or the distant hum of traffic, seemed to startle her, making her eyes widen in caution and her body tense with alertness, as if she was still listening for dangers that might never come. Anna watched this carefully, her heart aching with a mixture of compassion and patience, understanding that healing could not be rushed or forced, but had to grow like a fragile flower, nurtured with kindness and time. She filled the house with soft music, melodies that floated through the rooms like a warm embrace, hoping to soothe Goldie's nerves and create a space where trust could slowly take root. Gentle touches became Anna's language of love, slow, careful strokes along Goldie's fur, whispered reassurances spoken in quiet tones, each small connection a step toward bridging the gap between fear and comfort. At times Goldie would retreat to quiet corners, her eyes watching the world warily, but Harper, ever gentle and steady, became a silent pillar of support, sitting close without pressure, offering warmth with her calm presence, as if saying, "You're safe here with me, you're not alone." Anna marveled at how Harper seemed to understand the depth of Goldie's pain, and responded with quiet compassion, their bond growing stronger in the shared space of healing. The days passed slowly, marked by small victories, a hesitant step out into the living room, a cautious sniff of a new toy. The first time Goldie allowed Anna to pick her up without struggle, and Anna celebrated each one as if it were a great triumph, because it was. Healing, she realized, was not a race, but a journey made up of countless little moments, where courage met love. Sometimes, frustration would visit, especially when Goldie would flinch or hide, but Anna reminded herself to be patient, to listen to Goldie's silent signals, and to respect the pace her new sister needed to feel safe. She kept a routine filled with calm and predictability, soft music in the morning, slow play sessions in the afternoon, quiet cuddles in the evening, to build a rhythm that Goldie could rely on and find comfort in. Anna also sought out advice from animal behaviorists and read books on trauma recovery in pets, determined to give Goldie every chance to heal fully, to feel secure in a world that had once been so harsh and unkind. Each night, Anna would sit quietly by Goldie's side, whispering stories of love and belonging, hoping her voice would become a beacon of safety in the darkness. She could see the flickers of progress, how Goldie's eyes grew softer, how her body relaxed just a little more with each passing day, how the fearful trembling began to fade. Harper's presence was a constant reassurance. The way she groomed Goldie gently and rested her head close was a silent testament to the bond growing between them, a bond that was slowly transforming two lonely souls into a family. Anna's heart was full of gratitude and hope as she watched this transformation unfold, knowing that healing was a fragile gift, one that needed to be treasured and protected. She thought of Goldie's journey from a scared stray on an old farm to a beloved sister wrapped in safety and love, and felt a deep sense of purpose, a quiet promise to always stand by her side. The house, once just a place of shelter, was becoming a home, filled with the soft sounds of life and healing, a sanctuary where two sisters could find peace and joy together. Anna knew there would still be hard days ahead, days when Goldie might retreat or feel overwhelmed, but she was ready to face those moments with patience and love, understanding that true healing takes time and cannot be hurried. And as the sun set each evening, casting warm golden light across the room, where Goldie and Harper now curled up side by side, Anna whispered softly, "We're healing slowly together," knowing that this steady progress was the truest sign of hope, and the beginning of a beautiful new life for them all. One quiet afternoon, Anna's phone rang with a call from the shelter, and the voice on the other end carried news that pierced her heart with a sudden sharp ache. A story so full of sorrow and courage that it seemed to explain everything she had witnessed in Goldie's eyes and behavior, a story that unveiled the hidden weight of grief behind her cautious heart and quiet sadness. The shelter worker told Anna how Goldie had once been found out in the wild, fiercely protecting her own litter of puppies, a sight that showed the depth of her love and strength, despite her small size and fragile appearance. But when help finally arrived to rescue them, the puppies were gone, vanished, lost, taken by the harshness of the world before anyone could save them. Hearing this, Anna felt a wave of heartbreak wash over her, imagining the pain Goldie must have carried silently all those months or years, the heavy burden of loss that shaped her wary, guarded nature. It was no wonder she had been so scared of loud noises and sudden movements, why she flinched at unfamiliar touches, and why she kept such a careful watch over her surroundings, always alert and never fully at ease. This story gave Anna a new understanding, a deeper empathy for the shy stray who had come into her life, seeking safety and love. She thought about how love and loss were intertwined in Goldie's past, how the fierce protection she had shown was a testament to her heart's capacity to care deeply, even in the face of unimaginable pain. Realized that Goldie's journey was not just about finding a new home, but about healing from wounds that ran far deeper than she had imagined, wounds carved by grief and the struggle to survive. This truth made Anna's resonance to help Goldie all the stronger. She knew that healing would require not just patience and gentle care, but also an understanding of the pain that had shaped Goldie's spirit. She thought of Harper and Goldie now as two sisters, each with their own scars, their own pasts, but now united by love and the hope of a brighter future. Anna's heart ached with the weight of the story, but also swelled with hope, knowing that by opening her home and heart to Goldie, she was offering a chance for those painful memories to soften and for new memories of safety and joy to take their place. She imagined Goldie slowly learning that she no longer had to protect anyone alone, that she could let down her guard, and that she was deeply loved, just as she was. The call from the shelter had changed the way Anna saw Goldie, not just as a shy, scared cat, but as a brave soul who had survived so much and deserved every bit of happiness she could find. It was a reminder that beneath every quiet, cautious exterior, there could be a story of profound strength and resilience, a story waiting to be understood and embraced. Anna's eyes filled with tears as she sat quietly, holding her phone close, feeling both the pain and the hope intertwined in Goldie's past and present. She whispered softly to Goldie as she stroked her fur gently, "You're safe now. You don't have to be afraid anymore," knowing that the journey ahead would be filled with challenges, but also with love that could heal even the deepest wounds. This new understanding deepened Anna's bond with Goldie and reminded her of the power of compassion and patience in helping someone rebuild their trust in the world. As the days passed, Anna carried this story in her heart, using it to guide her actions and her care, always remembering the pain Goldie had endured and the courage she had shown. And in those quiet moments, when Goldie finally relaxed beside Harper, letting her guard down even just a little, Anna saw the beginning of healing, not just for Goldie, but for all of them, united by love, understanding and the hope of a peaceful tomorrow. The pain of the past was real and heavy, but it was no longer a burden Goldie had to carry alone. Anna and Harper were there, walking beside her, ready to help heal the hearts that had been so deeply hurt. One gentle day at a time, a miracle came quietly into Anna's life on a day filled with both hope and disbelief. A moment so precious and unexpected that it felt like a blessing sent from the universe to mend the pieces of a broken story. One of Goldie's lost puppies, a small and timid dog, who had been named Daisy, was found after what felt like an impossible search, and the news sparked a whirlwind of emotions in Anna's heart. Relief, joy, and an overwhelming sense of gratitude that life could still hold such miracles, even after so much pain. When Anna brought Daisy home, the reunion between mother and pup was soft at first, filled with tentative glances and quiet sniffing, as if both were carefully rediscovering a bond that had been stretched by time and hardship, but never truly broken. The room held its breath as Goldie's eyes met Daisy's, and in that instant a powerful recognition passed between them, a silent language of love and memory that needed no words to explain. Slowly, Goldie began to take on her role once again, not just as a shy cat who had faced fear and loss, but as a fierce mother and protector, her instincts awakening with a strength that touched Anna deeply and filled her with awe. The bond between Goldie and Daisy grew stronger each day, a living testament to the power of family and the unshakable ties that bind even us years and separation. Anna watched as Goldie nurtured Daisy with gentle care, her eyes softening with tenderness, and her movements careful and deliberate, as if every touch was a promise to never let go again. Daisy, for her part, seemed to find in Goldie the safety and love she had longed for, resting close to her mother, feeling the steady beat of a heart that had endured so much but never stopped caring. The quiet moments between them, soft nuzzles, shared warmth, and gentle play, filled the house with a new kind of light, one that chased away the shadows of loneliness and fear that had once lingered there. Anna's heart overflowed as she saw the healing that was happening, not just in Goldie and Daisy but in herself, as their story of reunion and resilience became a beacon of hope and love that touched every corner of her life. She thought about the journey that had brought them to this point, the days of searching, the nights of waiting, the calls from shelter, and the silent prayers whispered into the dark, and felt a deep sense of wonder at the unexpected gifts that life can bring when you least expect them. The presence of Daisy breathed new energy into their family, inspiring Harper and Goldie to form a new bond that blended feline grace with canine loyalty, a family woven together by love and the shared stories of loss and reunion. Anna knew that the road ahead would still hold challenges, moments when Goldie's past pain might surface, or when Daisy might need extra care and patience, but the strength of their connection gave her hope that together they could overcome anything. She treasured the sight of Goldie standing tall and proud, a mother once again, her fierce love shining in her eyes and her protective instincts guiding her every move. This new chapter was not just about survival but about thrive, about reclaiming the joy and peace that had once seemed so distant. Anna felt a quiet pride in the family they had become, three souls bound by love, healing, and the unbreakable ties of motherhood and sisterhood. As she watched Goldie and Daisy resting side by side, a picture of comfort and trust, Anna whispered softly, "You're home now, always," knowing that these words carried the weight of a promise she intended to keep forever. The miracle of their reunion was a reminder that even in the darkest times, love has the power to find us, to heal us, and to bring us back to where we truly belong. And as the days unfolded, filled with the gentle rhythm of their new life together, Anna held close the memory of that quiet moment when mother and pup found each other again, a moment that transformed pain into hope, fear into joy, and loss into an unshakable bond that would last a lifetime. With Daisy now home, and settled into her place beside Goldie, the family that Anna had been quietly building began to feel more complete. Yet the arrival of a new member brought unexpected challenges and emotions that touched every corner of their lives. The dog who had been Anna's faithful companion for so long suddenly found herself navigating feelings she hadn't anticipated, feelings of confusion, jealousy, and a quiet loneliness that crept in as she watched Goldie and Daisy bond so quickly and naturally, their connection blossoming as if they had never been apart. At first Harper seemed unsure of her place in this growing pack, sometimes withdrawing to quiet corners of the house, or seeking extra attention from Anna in subtle ways, reminding her that she too needed love and reassurance during this time of change. Anna, understanding the delicate balance of emotions swirling beneath the surface, made a heartfelt effort to ensure that each dog felt seen, valued, and deeply loved, creating special moments just for Harper. Long walks in the park, gentle belly rubs, and quiet evenings curled up on the couch, where Harper could feel her place as an important part of the family. These moments of one-on-one attention were vital, helping Harper to feel secure and reminding her that love is not a limited resource, but something that grows the more it is shared. Slowly, as days turned into weeks, Harper began to open her heart to Daisy, letting go of the initial feelings of being left out and embracing the new dynamic that was unfolding. The two dogs, once strangers, found common ground through shared playtimes, exploring the backyard together, and the simple joy of sleeping close at night. Their growing friendship, a beautiful testament to the healing power of connection and acceptance. Anna's home, once quiet and still with just one dog, was now alive with the sounds of laughter, soft paws padding on wooden floors, and the gentle harmony of three souls, learning to live and love together. Beyond just the physical presence of the dogs, Anna felt a profound shift within herself and her home, a sense of renewal and hope that came from witnessing this family heal, grow, and find joy in each other's company. The walls of her house seemed to hold more warmth, and every room echoed with the happy noises of dogs playing, resting, and simply being together. Anna knew that building this family had not been easy. It had taken patience, love, and a deep willingness to embrace both the light and the shadows of their pasts. But the reward was clear in every wagging tail and every gentle nuzzle exchanged between Harper, Goldie, and Daisy. She often caught herself smiling softly as she watched the dogs interact, feeling a swell of gratitude for the journey they had taken, the bonds they had formed, and the home they had created. There was laughter now too, not just from the dogs but from Anna herself, as moments of pure joy brightened even the most difficult days, and reminded her that love can heal even the deepest wounds. Anna also found strength in the growing family, drawing from their resilience and affection, to face her own challenges with renewed courage. The pack was more than just dogs living under one roof. It was a living, breathing symbol of hope, healing, and the transformative power of love. As the sun set each evening, casting a soft glow over the cozy house, filled with the gentle snores of sleeping dogs, Anna felt a profound sense of peace settle within her, knowing that this family, with all its imperfections and triumphs, was exactly where they all belonged. And in those quiet moments, she whispered a prayer of thanks for the journey that had brought them here, and for the future that lay ahead, a future filled with healing, laughter, and the unbreakable bonds of a family growing stronger each day, together. ChatGPT said, Goldie's journey toward healing was a delicate dance between shadows and light, a path marked by moments of deep fear and flashes of hope that reminded Anna every day of the resilience that lay within her shy, gentle dog. Even as Goldie began to settle into the safety of her new home, the echoes of her past trauma still lingered like invisible ghosts, ready to surface at the sight of something as simple as a bright jacket flashing by, or the sudden sharp sound of a door slamming, triggering instinctive flinches and wary glances that broke Anna's heart, but also fueled her determination to never give up on Goldie. Each day Anna committed herself to a careful balance of patience and consistent care, knowing that healing could not be rushed, but required a steady, loving presence to help Goldie rebuild her trust in the world around her. She spent hours learning about trauma in animals, reading books, watching videos and consulting with trainers and therapists who specialized in helping dogs overcome fear and anxiety. Eager to find every tool that might ease Goldie's journey, Anna's approach combined gentle training techniques that used positive reinforcement, soft-spoken words, and slow, reassuring movements designed to help Goldie feel safe and supported even when her heart wanted to run and hide. She created a calm environment at home, filling the rooms with soothing sounds and soft lighting, removing anything that might cause stress, and ensuring that Goldie had a quiet space where she could retreat whenever the world felt too overwhelming. This space became Goldie's sanctuary, a place where she could rest and begin to let go of the heavy weight of fear that had shadowed her for so long. Anna also paid close attention to Goldie's body language, learning to recognize the subtle signs of stress or discomfort, and responding quickly with gentle reassurance, all by guiding her away from situations that might cause panic. The process was slow and sometimes frustrating, but every small step forward was a victory, a wag of the tail, a relaxed sigh. The first time Goldie allowed Anna to brush her fur without flinching, moments that filled Anna's heart with quiet joy and hope. There were setbacks too, times when a sudden noise or unfamiliar visitor would send Goldie retreating into her shell. But Anna met those moments with unwavering love and patience, never scolding or pushing, instead offering comfort and space to heal at Goldie's own pace. Harper's steady presence was a constant source of comfort, her calm nature helping to soothe Goldie during difficult times, and Anna often found the two dogs resting close together, sharing silent support that spoke volumes about the power of companionship. Slowly but surely Goldie began to open her heart a little more, showing glimpses of the playful, loving spirit that Anna had always known was there beneath the fear. She started to smile with her eyes, to rest more deeply during the quiet moments of the day, and to approach new experiences with cautious curiosity, rather than instinctive terror. Anna's pride in Goldie's progress was tempered by the understanding that healing is not a straight line, but a journey with peaks and valleys, and she remained committed to walking every step with her dog, celebrating each victory and offering gentle reassurance during the harder days. Through this process, Anna learned as much about herself as she did about Goldie, discovering a well of patience, compassion, and strength she hadn't fully known before. Inspired by Goldie's bravery and the trust she placed in Anna, even when the past threatened to overwhelm her, the house once filled with tension and fear was gradually becoming a home filled with peace and light, a safe haven where Goldie could slowly let go of the shadows that had haunted her for so long, and begin to embrace the promise of a brighter future. Anna often caught herself smiling softly at Goldie's quiet moments of contentment, a gentle nuzzle, a soft breath in sleep, the way she would lean into Anna's hand during quiet evenings together, and these moments filled her with hope that peace was not just a dream, but a real possibility for them both. As the days turned into weeks and months, Goldie's transformation became a testament to the power of love, patience, and unwavering faith in the possibility of healing. And even though the shadows of her past would always be a part of her story, Anna knew that the light of their new life together was strong enough to guide Goldie toward a future filled with joy, safety, and the lasting peace she so richly deserved. ChatGPT said, Anna's discovery began with something small, yet powerful. A worn and faded tag that she found tucked beneath Goldie's collar, a simple piece of metal engraved with numbers and letters that didn't mean much at first glance, but sparked a deep curiosity that would lead to a revelation, darker than anything Anna had imagined. Driven by a desire to understand Goldie's past and the hardships she had endured, Anna spent countless hours tracing the tag's origins, calling shelters, breeders, and animal welfare groups, following every lead with determination, fueled by love and a growing sense of responsibility to uncover the truth for Goldie and her lost puppies. What Anna uncovered was heartbreaking: a cruel breeder who had bred Goldie and her pups not for love or companionship, but for profit, treating them as mere commodities, discarding them when they were no longer useful or profitable, leaving them to fend for themselves in dangerous, lonely conditions. The knowledge weighed heavily on Anna's heart, filling her with anger at the injustice and cruelty, but also with a fierce resolve to make sure no other animals would suffer the same fate. She realized that Goldie's story was not just about survival, but about the strength to rise from the darkest places, and she knew that sharing this story could bring awareness and inspire change in the community and beyond. Anna began to speak out, telling Goldie's story at local events, writing heartfelt posts on social media, and connecting with animal rights groups and rescue organizations, using her voice to shed light on the hidden suffering caused by unethical breeders, and to advocate for stronger protections for animals. Goldie, once a shy and scared dog, became a symbol of courage and second chances, her journey inspiring others to look beyond appearances and see the resilience and beauty in every rescued animal. As Anna shared more about Goldie's past and their healing journey together, she saw a community grow around them, people who were moved to action, who adopted, donated, volunteered, and raised their voices for animals who couldn't speak for themselves. The pain of the past began to transform into a powerful force for good, with Goldie's story serving as a beacon of hope that change was possible and that every life mattered. Anna worked closely with shelters and rescue groups to support laws aimed at cracking down on cruel breeding practices and to promote adoption over purchasing pets from unknown sources. Through her advocacy, Anna met many others who had similar stories of rescue and redemption, and together they formed a network of love and support, united by the belief that every animal deserved a safe, caring home. Despite the heavy truth she uncovered, Anna found strength in knowing that Goldie's past, though filled with pain, was now a foundation for a better future, one where love and care would replace neglect and cruelty. Goldie herself seemed to understand her new role, her once fearful eyes now shining with a quiet pride and a gentle confidence, as if she knew that her suffering had not been in vain, but was helping to make the world a kinder place. Anna's home became not just a sanctuary for Goldie, Harper, and Daisy, but a symbol of resilience and hope for many others, a living testament to the power of love to heal wounds, both seen and unseen. In the evenings, as Anna sat quietly with Goldie resting by her side, she often reflected on the journey they had taken, from abandonment and fear to safety and strength, and she whispered words of gratitude for the chance to give Goldie the life she deserved, and to use her story as a call to action for change. The road ahead was long, with challenges still to face in fighting cruelty and neglect, but Anna was no longer alone, strengthened by the bonds she had formed, and the lives she had touched. Together with Goldie leading the way as a symbol of survival and hope, they were making a difference, one story at a time, lighting a path toward a future where no animal would be forgotten or left behind. Anna believed deeply that every act of kindness, every shared story, and every rescued life contributed to a wave of change, powerful enough to reshape hearts and laws, and she vowed to keep fighting for Goldie, her pups, and all the forgotten animals still waiting for their chance at love and safety. Through it all, the quiet courage of a dog named Goldie reminded her and everyone who heard their story that even in the darkest moments, there is light, strength, and the promise of a new beginning. Goldie's story, once a quiet tale of survival and hope whispered within the walls of Anna's home, had blossomed into a powerful movement that reached far beyond what Anna could have ever imagined, touching hearts and inspiring change across her community and beyond. What began as a simple act of love, a woman rescuing a scared stray dog and her lost puppy, grew into a beacon of compassion that stirred people to action, awakening a deeper awareness of animal cruelty and the urgent need to protect those who cannot protect themselves. Anna found herself at the center of a growing wave of support, invited to share Goldie's journey at schools, community centers, and public forums, where her message of hope, healing, and the power of second chances resonated with audiences of all ages. Workshops were organized, teaching people how to recognize signs of animal abuse, how to care for traumatized pets, and how to advocate for better laws to safeguard animals from neglect and cruelty, all fueled by the story of Goldie, the dog who had endured so much, yet found love and safety. These workshops became a gathering place for those who wanted to make a difference, rescuers, pet owners, lawmakers, and everyday people, uniting them in a common purpose that transcended differences and focused on the simple truth that every life deserves kindness and respect. Anna worked tirelessly alongside local shelters and animal welfare organizations, helping to develop programs that offered support to animals and families in need, and advocating for tougher regulations on breeding practices, shelter conditions, and pet ownership responsibilities. As her voice grew louder, so did the impact, with lawmakers beginning to listen and enact changes that reflected the values Goldie's story had come to symbolize: a commitment to justice, compassion, and accountability. The media picked up the story, sharing Goldie's journey on news outlets and social platforms, inspiring similar movements in other communities, and encouraging people everywhere to open their hearts and homes to animals in need. Anna's home, once quiet and small, now often welcomed visitors, volunteers, fellow advocates, and families eager to learn from her experience and to share in the mission of spreading love and care through it all. Goldie remained the gentle heart of this movement, her calm presence and trusting eyes reminding everyone that behind every cause is a living soul, worthy of love and dignity. As the years passed, Anna saw the tangible fruits of their work. The number of abandoned and abused animals rescued increased, adoption rates rose, and the community grew more educated and compassionate toward all creatures great and small. Even as Goldie grew older, her spirit never waned, and Anna made sure her beloved dog's days were filled with comfort, joy, and the warmth of a family that loved her deeply. In quiet moments, Anna would sit beside Goldie, running her fingers gently through the soft fur that had known both hardship and healing, and whisper words of gratitude and promise, knowing their journey had made a lasting difference. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the peaceful home, Anna reflected on the legacy they had created together. How a single story born from pain and resilience had sparked a ripple of kindness that would continue to grow long after their time. With a soft sigh, she looked into Goldie's wise, trusting eyes, and whispered, "We'll keep going, girl, one paw print at a time," a vow that spoke not just of their past, but of a hopeful future filled with love, courage and unwavering dedication to all the voiceless souls still waiting for their chance. And so, the legacy of love that began with a scared stray dog and a woman who refused to give up on her, became a powerful force, a testament to the enduring impact that compassion, determination, and a single act of kindness can have in healing wounds, changing hearts, and building a better world for generations to come. Anna's journey with Goldie was more than a story, it was a movement, a promise, and a beacon of hope shining bright in a world that sometimes forgets the quiet power of love. And as the night fell softly around them, their bond strong, unbreakable and full of hope, reminded all who knew their story that every step, every paw print, is a step toward a brighter, kinder tomorrow.